Okay, guys, it's been a hot minute since we've been live streaming to YouTube. Hopefully, this is working. And on address, Rodrigo is going to confirm for me in a little bit if we are live on YouTube. If there's any audio issues, let's resolve them before we actually get into the meat of the content. But in case you're joining us, first of all, thank you for being here. Welcome. We're going to be doing some live content reviews. We're going back to the old school like an old fool. That's how I'm going to do it, so don't drool. We're going to do this, and we have pre-selected a handful of people who submitted their content for review. And this is all an attempt to help you tune your content so that you achieve whatever result that you're going to achieve, okay? So we have a couple people on deck here. We have the folks from Chummy's. I think it's Chummy's. Sorry, I didn't say that right. From Chummy's. And there's two friends here, Chris and Colin. And we're going to review the content in a second. So let's have a conversation with these two guys. First of all, why don't you guys just quickly introduce yourselves and tell us your role in the company. And then I'll just ask you a question just as best as you can, answer it succinctly so we can keep the show going.
All right, I'm Chris. I'm the CEO of Chummy Customs.
Yeah, and I'm Colin, founder and creator of Chummy's Customs.
Wonderful. Okay, what is Chummy's Customs?
So it's a custom sneaker studio that does more than just create shoes. We create unforgettable moments and lifelong keepsakes. And what does that mean in terms of events, on-site activations, as well as sponsored content?
Okay, last night I was reviewing some of your content, so I'll explain it to folks, and we will show you a little bit of their social content so you guys can see that in a second here. Let me clear out this thing so I can get into this. Is they'll take a pair of sneakers, usually Nikes. For some reason, they seem to be all Nikes, but I'm sure there are other shoes. And what they'll do is they'll take different patterns from sports jerseys and things like that. They'll cut them up. They'll sew them together to make something that feels thematically linked to what's going on. And I think these are commissions, right? If I can deduce that, they're commissions.
Of course, yeah, they're commissioned. And in fact, we are the original jersey making of the shoes.
Oh, okay. Are there a bunch of clones that do this now?
Well, there are.
Yeah. Okay. This is a world that I'm not familiar with. So it's all good. Okay. So you guys are the original. And what is the outcome that you want to get from the creation of content? What is it you're trying to do?
I think it's really about how do we engage sports fans to kind of really feel like they're closer to their favorite team or favorite sport or favorite company or brand. And so how do we do that through showing off like these shoes that we call trophy shoes?
Okay. So custom, I'm going to just write here on my whiteboard, custom trophy shoes. And what is the desired outcome? Fans feel more connected to their teams?
Correct.
Okay.
And to the brand, it really is like these people want to not only wear these shoes, but they could be walking billboards because they're walking ambassadors of the company or the brand or the team or the player.
Okay, so I wrote down custom trophy shoes equals fans love brands, something like that. Yes? I know it's upside down for everybody. Sorry, it's just the way it's.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, but I can hold it up here so you all can see. But as I write, this is my notebook here. Okay. And the reason why we create content and how do we measure the amount of love that fans show to brands?
Well, in terms of purchasing shoes. So that's the long end, but then on social, it's the comments and the engagement around asking for like these types of shoes.
Engagement. Drigo, you want something?
No, I'm trying to figure out how I can change your camera.
Oh, you need to change my camera?
No, you're good.
Okay. So engagement. So that would be views and then comments and then shares, something like that, right?
Right.
Okay. What is the baseline and what's the benchmark? Baseline is what's the average, and then what would you like to get it to?
Of comment or engagement overall, or
You tell me. You tell me what matters to you, and I'll write it down. What are we measuring?
Well, we like views, but we prefer comments and shares.
Okay. So what we do is we always ask about the baseline, So I'll write this here, baseline. And I'm going to take a little bit longer to talk to you versus just answering your question about content, because I'm going to help a lot of creative people understand how to talk to potential clients or have a strategic business conversation. Notice we've not talked about any tactics. I just want to know what's important to you. So when we said like the baseline, what's the average metric? You tell me. Views are like easier for us to look up. If you want to
Yeah.
dig into your analytics, you can use that. I don't really care which one you use. For the sake of our conversation, pick one and let's stick with it.
Okay. I think if I were to choose comments, I mean, let's just go for views because
It's easy to look up.
it's easier to look up, and it's
Okay.
also so but I think what do we call success? I think we call success 10,000 views or more.
Okay. What's the baseline?
You
know what I mean when I say baseline?
I do, but
just throw
it's
out a
kind of
number. I'm not going to hold you to it.
5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very realistic, actually. So I like that you said 5. So on a reel that you drop, you average about 5,000 views. If it gets more than 10,000, we're moving in the right direction. I see that you have ones that have a lot more views. The top 3 pinned things on your Instagram account have 1 million-ish, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's fantastic. Now, are those that high because, well, sorry, let me not lead the witness. Sorry, Your Honor, objection, leading witness. Why are those abnormally high?
There's a few things, and it's because of viral levers like the attention time that it was posted around maybe a major event or a major moment.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is the actual whatever it is. If it's a shoe, again, tied to a game. So if Joe Burrow is playing and he just scored a major point, or it's a Super Bowl, the shoes of that video is going to increase at that moment. If it's a
Okay.
Pringles chip, then it's maybe because we just released it, or if it's Coke, then it's because it's timely connected to the FIFA moment.
Okay. So we are talking about like it strikes the nerve, it's trending, part of the cultural zeitgeist, which you can't always predict, but it's not totally like random chaos too. All right. So we know there's an important sports. I need different colors. They're all black in that box. They're literally, I have black, thanks. I need red and blue, please, or green. Thank you. Drigo's helping me out with some colored markers here. Okay, so we know that if it's tied to a cultural event that's happening, everybody's looking for it, then you're going to catch that wave. And that's very important. Anything else that's contributing things? Anything else that's contributing to that?
Well, at the very least, it's the behind the scenes of how a shoe is coming to life. Because though people are familiar with custom sneakers, not necessarily everyone is familiar with how they're made. And I think that there's a level of interest and desire to see how something so personal can be made over by a person.
Okay, so I'm going to flip this over to Colin for a second here. Colin, does that all line up with you from a creative standpoint? Yeah, are those abnormally high because they're hitting the right trends and zeitgeist? Is there anything else about them? Time of day, subject matter, something unique or different about the shoes? Anything like that?
Not necessarily. I think the style is the same, but it also can depend on who, maybe like a collab post of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I try to be consistent as possible as the time of day that I post.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
trying to tie it to a big game or something.
Okay. So if I'm going to put that out there, we're just going to park it as assuming that this is true, because I don't know, but I'm going to take your comments on this to be true like gospel, that it's just hitting the right trends. So what could we do in order for it to hit the trends more consistently? Your best guess.
Keep a calendar of major moments and post around those major moments.
Mm-hmm. And are these always like sporting events?
I think that they're cultural moments.
Okay.
But sporting, from our point of view, it's sports.
Yeah, it's almost all sports, right? Because I was looking through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of just looking for cultural moments, we're going to narrow it in because we're here for the sports fans, right?
Yeah.
And these are all the major sports, right? Basketball, football, soccer, those kinds of things, baseball.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the solution is just have a calendar, just be more aware of what's going on. And we have to be ahead of it because let's factor into it creative production time. From moment of idea, how long does it take from I got an idea to it's out on Instagram? What's the lead time? That's a call-in question.
I mean, I guess physical production time is between 8 and 10 hours, but I could have an idea for months and just trying to like think of like the right time when to actually move it forward.
I'm talking about when, let's say the two Chris's, right? Asian Chris and Black Chris says, we're ready. This is what you got to hit right now. From that moment to like a reel being done,
Mhm.
how long is that? That's what I want to know.
Less than 12 hours.
Okay, so you can shoot and edit it in less than 12 hours?
Mhm.
Okay, that's very good. So this is great news for us, Chris, because within 12 hours or so, we can have idea to on Instagram hitting. So that means the planning part doesn't have to be that long, except for I'm going to assume Connor or Colin needs materials. He's got to have the right materials beforehand, which good news, relatively cheap to attain unless it's like a signature jersey or something, right? Do you ever use that, like the winning jersey where the thing itself costs a lot of money?
Yeah, there was I've used like game worn things and game
Okay.
footballs and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Does the client supply you with those?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take it that leading the witness once again. How would you break down the Instagram reels on your channel? Is it what percentage is commission versus self-initiated?
I would say 75 commission, 25.
Okay, this is good to know. Okay, so basically 3 out of 4 posts you have no control over. Basically you're doing client work, you got to hit a deadline, it's done, you'll film it, you get some views from it, engagement, and that'll be that. So would it be safe to say let's take that off the table and focus most on the 25, the ones that you can control? Okay, would there be anything that's going to prevent you from being able to produce this within 12 hours that you need Chris's help with? Like, what are the constraints to you being able to do this?
I guess just other things going on around.
Like
Calls, personal things.
Okay. So we're going to list some constraints here. Constraints. Constraints, and then so calls, some personal stuff. Like you have a family, you have kids, anything that's going to take you away from doing this?
No, not
Okay.
that serious.
Still a single man ready to do what needs to be done.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I would say travel.
Yeah, travel too.
Travel? What's involved with travel? Like, what is that?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna need to make a shoe, it's gonna be hard to make a shoe when you're away from your studio.
Right. He has to be in the shop, right?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else? So literally he couldn't do it if he's on vacation unless he brought his equipment with him.
Yeah, or found the
Yeah.
your sewing studio.
Right. Which is possible, right?
True.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we know this, and so if we know big important things are happening, we probably should not plan travel on those days. And we can work around that. Okay, great. So let's take a look at the clip that you shared with me, and I'm going to share the screen. Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of tech. Hopefully, Drigo, if you're monitoring the comments on YouTube, let me know if there's anything important I need to be aware of, okay, Drigo? Okay. That's Drigo saying, yes, chef. Let's see here. I want to look at Safari. Oh, look at this. Okay, so we're seeing this. Okay, so I don't know when this
Fan
begins.
favorite, Joe Burrow.
Can I blow this
After
up?
leading the league in touchdowns and yards last season, definitely excited to see if the Bengals can get back to the Super Bowl this year. Before I show you the final custom, here's a couple things you need to know about Joey B. Heisman winner, a national champ at LSU, #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, took the Bengals to the Super Bowl his rookie year, and of course you know the nickname, Joe Cool or Joey Burr. Ice in his veins, and style off the field that's just as bold as his game. Rate these 1 to 10, and tag your favorite NFL team down below and they just might be next.
Okay.
The Bengals
We're getting a content strike right there with that track from the White Stripes. There, I gave you a like, and I'm going to give you a comment. Hey, great job. If I can spell, great
Thank
job,
you.
guys. Well, see, I'm helping with the algorithm right now.
Appreciate it.
Every comment helps. So let's go to the main account, which is Chummy's __ Chummy's. If everyone checks them out, they have 67.3 thousand followers. And if I look at these posts here, I'm going to click on this. I'm just going to look at how your reels perform. And this is what I'm talking about here. So we have 3 pinned, which is what I believe everybody can do. They're all above 300,000. 2 of them are above 1 million. And so there's a thumbnail, which is the jersey, I believe, framed. And it must be some kind of Photoshop template because they all look consistently the same. And then they've been pinned. And so 1.6, 300, and 1 mil. When we look at these other ones, they're all over the place. So some are 2, some are 132,000. 190. So we have a couple outliers here. And I'm already suspecting something here. It's interesting. You notice something here, guys? I'm not saying I'm like Mr. Pattern recognition machine robot here, but it does seem like when you show the jersey, it gets a little bit better performance. Not always, because some of them where you're showing cutting. So look at this. The top 3-ish performing posts have the thumb of the jersey. I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm just looking for anything that's a pattern. This one has 132,000. So then you can say, well, Chris, this one has 2,000 and this one has 132 and they both have the jersey. I don't know who Barkley 26 is, but is that person less or more famous than Smith number 4? Because I'm not an athlete, clearly. Y'all tell me here. Chris, Colin?
Well, so the Smith one, that's a Ohio State football player. So I posted that Saturday morning before the OSU Texas game, which is a pretty big game.
Yes.
And then that Barkley one, I just posted like a couple hours ago for NFL.
Okay, so that's still fresh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there a game?
Tomorrow is the first NFL season game.
Okay, so it's a little ahead of the game there, then, right?
Well, so yes, but that'll be part 1. I have another part 2 for tomorrow.
I see. Okay. Are there any other things that you can predict as to why these outperform, aside from the kind of cultural moment that we're experiencing?
Name recognition is huge.
Yeah.
You saw Mahomes. I think there's a difference and that's kind of why I used the word culture earlier, was because I think it goes beyond the sports fan. It goes into pop culture. Mm-hmm. And people like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce are known across the board, even if you're not a true sports fan. And
right.
So I think that it's that popularity of the athlete or the team, or in addition to the game in the moment.
Yeah. But I'm going to say this, though. They're still athletes. It still runs sports culture. It's just some athletes transcend pure sports fans, and those are the superstars. Everybody knows Charles Barkley is, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and you don't even have to watch basketball to know. So is this Kelce? No.
No, I think that's just a team.
But he's a Kansas City guy, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So because he's dating Taylor Swift, he's gotten a lot of lift from that. So that's a crossover event between two worlds, pop culture in terms of music and then pop culture in terms of sports. So you're getting a double hit there. And currently things with Taylor Swift tend to trend much, much higher. So whenever those moments exist, right? Okay. I know Tani is a big deal, especially because you're dealing with baseball fans that are American and Japanese, and casual fans who don't know anything about it seem to know him. And he seems to be like a once in a lifetime kind of athlete right now. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I've seen lines for him being shared on social where, you know, they're getting some kind of bobblehead or something stupid, but people are nuts over him. Right. Okay. All right. So I think I have a sense of what y'all are doing here. Let me stop to share here. Okay, everybody, if you want to check it out, it's _Chummies. Drigo, do me a favor, drop that in the YouTube chat. We'll add that in the link in the show description notes, okay? All right. If you had a guess, what would you guess that you need to do to increase your engagement?
The word consistency comes up, maybe in the style of the content. That's one thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What do you mean? To be more consistent or less consistent? When you say consistency, it can go both ways.
Yeah, I guess be more consistent with a strategy around who we're making shoes for and posting about, and when we're posting about them. So like,
Okay.
if Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing this weekend, then it makes sense to resurface that in the stories if we've already created the shoe. Otherwise, if it's a new athlete, maybe we need to, and we're creating a new jersey around a new shoe around that athlete. That seems like what I would guess.
Okay. All right. Since we have other people we need to talk to, I'm going to give you my opinion. Everybody needs to understand I'm not a student of their account, so I don't know. I've just looked at it for the time in which we've talked about this. And I did some homework last night just so I'm a little bit familiar with what you do. Here's my guess. Social media content that engages me on an emotional level tends to perform better. So when you show a team that I'm super excited about, and there's a rivalry or an upset, of course, more people are going to be looking for this, but you can't control any of that. Now, I noticed something. Colin, when you do this, you're pretty consistent in the narration, the lighting, the editing, it's all pretty straightforward. And because it's almost always a Nike shoe, as far as I can tell, after a while, it becomes, and I'm sorry to say this if this hurts you a little bit, it becomes a little predictable.
Right.
So I watched 2 or 3 of these things. I feel like I've watched them all now at this point. I'm just waiting for my team to win or to be in the playoffs. So I think you have to be able to do this in a way where the structure is consistent, but the outcome is not exactly predictable. And I don't know what that means just yet. So I just want you to sit here and listen and process. It could be switching up the brand of the shoe or even the model, just so I'm like, sometimes it's different because there's only so many ways you can sew in jerseys and airbrush different designs on this, right? Sometimes maybe you have to dip it in something or just do something a little crazy. And I think this is where I want you to challenge yourself. Like, if you do something 100 times, you start to ask yourself, like, what's one variable I could change? And then you do that. Like, I've never done this before. And sometimes they're just a disaster and they don't work, but you can tell people what you learned in making this shoe. I'm gonna try something different, guys. I've been fascinated by this paint or whatever. I'm gonna do this thing. Like, I know that there's this black paint that you can use. That's the blackest paint ever.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a 2D thing, right? Looks like a silhouette. I don't know what you would use that for, but I would experiment with construction, embellishments, different kinds of things in the 25% of the time that you make stuff. Clearly, you don't want to F around when it comes to clients because they're like, this is ugly, bro. What are you doing? I thought you guys were good, kind of thing, right? Or maybe even take, instead of jerseys, you take basketballs themselves and take them apart and use that for part, like the toe kick or the tongue or something. Or you dip the laces, something you just to change it up because I'm intrigued. Like, what's he going to do now? You know, I love the last piece, but as I've watched 3 or 5 pieces of content, I don't want to feel like I got his gig. I got it, right? So a good structure, but a surprising outcome, a technique, one variable that you throw in there, something like that, okay? That's one thing that you can do. The number 2 thing that you can do is you can go super over the top, kind of like almost a Japanese anime, where it's like whoosh, like big shoe shot and just like dramatic movements, wide angle lenses, very cinematic. I've seen the food prep game go to that level. It used to be like one camera, pretty flat, people were chopping ingredients, and then it gets more and more cinematic, and then now they're like breaking the sandwich and the cheese is dripping across. Then you have guys that are shirtless that are ripped and just doing it like ninja style. I'm like, whew. So what they're doing is they're like, you've seen this, but you ain't seen the way I've done it. So you guys are the originator of this, and eventually the competition catches up, and I'm like, what else am I gonna do, right? And it could be something weird, I don't know, and you need to introduce an element like that. Chris, you want to say something?
I do. Do you? So it sounds like the feedback is consistent around focusing on the shoe, and the making of the shoe as the source of the entertainment. Is there any other suggestions outside of this, of just like making the shoe, that we should consider?
Yes, there's lots. I was just getting warmed up here.
Okay.
So if you look at the brand of the shoe, the make of the shoe, different materials, there's only so many variables that you can swap out. Okay, so when we just look at jerseys, I'm like, okay, I kind of know. But what if we took a piece of vinyl from an event that they were doing, or a tablecloth cover that they did, something else other than this, the basketball, the tennis ball, something. So we can change the materials, we can change the silhouette, we can change paint, we can change the assets and components in which we're working with, so that they're like, these are not just shoes, they're one-of-a-kind works of art that blow your mind. And I don't know what that means just yet, but that's just the production of it. Then there's how you shoot it, the color grading, and how over top you get. But the part that I think where I was leading with this conversation with you all is, where's the motion? What's the part you can control? Now, I've seen a young man, he does custom shoes, he draws all over them, he does some pretty crazy designs. But what he does is he asks whoever to film their reaction to that shoe. Because here's the thing, I don't know if you know this, but there's something called the mirror neurons in our brains. So if I smile and I'm laughing and I'm experiencing joy, you may not express any of that, but inside you're mirroring what's happening that you're seeing. This is why when we watch movies, when the character gets choked up and they start crying, we start to cry. We can't even control it because we're mirroring. And this is a necessary thing that we've evolved into so that we can feel connected to each other. Imagine if you're experiencing the greatest grief in your life. I'm walking, what's up, everybody? Let's partay. And you're like, whoa, bro, not getting the vibe here. You didn't read the room. So I think if you can introduce an element of emotional reaction. So for example, you can go to some young kid, maybe not an affluent person, and say, what's your favorite team? Who do you love the most? Yeah, I have an idea for you. You can meet me back here tomorrow. I'm going to make you something. And you're like, okay, so this kid, he wanted this and that, and I wanted to add this, and you give it to him, and he's like, oh my God, you guys are the most. That's the emotional reaction. Okay? And there's also this part about like, oh, you can talk about your process, which is, what am I going to do? So we got this thing from this team, and you're kind of like wrapping the table, and you're like, I got it, I'm going to try this. And we see you going to get materials. So you're delaying the reveal much, much longer. Stories need tension. So when you do something that's the same all the time, there's no more tension. We always know how it's going to begin. We always know how it's going to end. So that's where sometimes consistency actually doesn't help you. We always know there's a shoe and there's a finished product, but all the ways we get there in between, that's where it gets real interesting. Okay? Clearly you know how to make these things. I enjoyed watching the process. There's craftsmanship involved. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And then you just do it. Cool. It could also be that you design a custom box, right? So that you're designing all of it, not just the thing. So people then save the box and they Instagram the box and they backlink you. And what I would do as much as possible and encourage whoever your clients are to continue to promote and share it on their accounts. It's important. The more people that are sharing, linking back to you, the bigger the number of subscribers or followers you have, the more chances, more eyeballs will hit it. So that's my initial take on this. And I wish I could do a deeper dive, but I want to pause here and just ask you if you have any specific questions, which I can then address.
Chris, you can go first.
Yeah, so all those are great things. And the thing is, I think we've done a lot of those. And when I think back to especially the Coke video, that's why it went 15 million views. Is because it was different. It was like, let me go on a hunt at the FIFA game. And so it's like the storyline of what is Colin doing, and then the surprising moments with Jamar Chase and how we had the kid reaction. So I mean, everything that you're saying is like, it's all
this worked before.
Sense. Huh? Yeah, it's worked already, but I don't think that we knew why, or we paid attention to why it worked.
Classic.
right? And
Yeah.
so now it's kind of like with what you're saying is like, how do we bring together all the things that have worked and those in hearing your feedback and putting all those things in together to make a more consistent strategy of saying like, okay, well, we can use this element, this element, this element. And the thing is, when it comes to gifting, like I like that what you're talking about, we're all able to offer a gift to people, because there's the unboxing and then the surprise and the emotional element of it.
Yeah, there are people that some I know in real life and some I just watch online, where all they do is try and help people. You know who Uncle John is? He must be in the South, strong black man. He's like, my neighbor, he needed a fence and I don't want to charge him anything. So, I have free time. What am I going to do on a Sunday? Oh, nothing. It's just 4 hours. And he built a fence, 2 million views. So I think I may be pointing out to a new trend or a term called the giving economy. People talk a lot about the attention economy. Those that can control and capture and divert attention will be the millionaires and billionaires. But I think we're shifting towards the giving economy, that people will make more money by doing good in the world than they actually could sell services. People who mow lawns for people like elderly, people who repair people's homes because they just want to. So instead of charging somebody $2,000 to fix their fence or their front door, they will make more money in brand deals and their followers than they do from actually charging for it. Do not underestimate this. So finding a person that's worthy of getting shoes, like you hang out around the right places, you're going to see like a parent saying, you can't have those, or you're at a game and you see his kid and is really well behaved and said, hey, what's your favorite team? Who you rooting for? And you have a whole dialogue and you shoot that and say, I have an idea. I'm going to gift you a pair of shoes. What size shoe are you? Tell me a little bit more about you. And then you go away and make that thing. I have one other idea that's a little crazy, but I'm going to share it with you. Okay. And we'll wrap up here. So the observation I have is, this is the classic symptom of all creative people. This worked really well. Let's do something different. You know what I mean? It's like, I get 15 million views for Coca-Cola. I'd be like, so how do we change one variable about this and do the exact same thing again? Creative people feel stifled and choked when they do the same thing over and over again. So we have to put that person, that personality, in the timeout box and say, you be quiet right now. This worked. We need to do this again and again and again. Prove to me that we've milked this cow to death and there's no more milk. It's dry, right? And we want to do that. Here's the crazy idea, okay? So you have, what's his name? Travis Kelce? Is that his name? The Kansas City guy? I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce and you have Taylor Swift. Two worlds combined together blow up both worlds. So Swifties are now becoming football fans, and the football fans may or may not be listening to Taylor Swift. I do not know, but it's a power of merger of two things. So right now, the blanks, basically your canvas, are the Nikes, right? So you have that. And then you have the jerseys. So those are two things that are coming together. That's why I think you have this initial pop. What would be really interesting to me is, especially if you made this for someone who might wear them and not just put it on a shelf, is that, my favorite fashion brand is this, my favorite team is that, this athlete, and you brought those two things together. Because I could see one where you use a jersey and you use a vintage Louis Vuitton bag. So buy those big garment bags because you have a lot of material work with, and just introduce some elements. You bring those two worlds together, or bring like sports cars and athletes together, or just bring two things, mash them up, and like, wow, the juxtaposition, no one ever thought of that. And it would be really, really cool. You
all
bring
right,
worlds, okay?
Welcome to the team, Chris.
Yeah, I expect a check sometime pretty soon here. So let's try this, okay? Let's do small experiments. And when you hit something, don't run away from it. Say, what do we do? What is it about this? And let's test the hypothesis and see if we can do it again and again and again. I would love to see you working with artists too. When I say artists, I mean like street artists. Because street art and street wear go together. So if you had a graph artist come in and do a piece on a giant canvas or a piece of vinyl, and you were able to cut that up, we're doing limited editions of these, 5 or 50. We're going to gift 2 to the artists and the rest to the inner city kids. We're going to take it to this thing, or a foster home. Kids don't get no love. We're going to give them all the love. And you come in there, I'm already crying just thinking about it, you guys. Come on.
No.
Can you do this?
We will do that for sure. We will do that. All right.
Okay.
Thank you
hold
so
on,
much.
Hold on one second. Adrigo's coming in hot. What's up?
People are asking
Okay. So here's what they're saying in the comments on YouTube. Why not do this for celebrities versus common people? You can do this for celebrities if you have access. Access is a difficult thing. But, do celebrities need more free junk? Probably not. Am I going to cry because, whoever athlete gets another shoe? Probably not. But you tap into their superstardom, and that makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to give you advice that you don't need special permission to do, and you don't need special access. You can do this today. Because, if LeBron James said, yo, hook me up, bro, take that offer right away. Do not hesitate. Do not pause. Say yes, when, how high, But most of us, what we do is we create conditions in which we can't take action. Like, oh, if only this person said yes. Or you know what happens a lot of times? And I hate to say this, and I hope I don't become this, is that sometimes people become really entitled and jaded. You pour your heart and soul into something, you make them a piece of art. They're cool. They don't share it. They don't mention it. They're like, actually, don't tag me in anything because I don't like that. Because they just don't genuinely feel it. To me, the emotional strings that you're able to pull with people who are deserving, needy of this, who are like really big fans, especially like Make-A-Wish kids, you're like, dude, we made you something,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying to do it for this reason, but a lot of times those Make-A-Wish kids then have the shoe, and then they talk to LeBron and they're like, look at this. You're my favorite athlete. These guys over at Chummy's made me this free promotion. Do it because it's right. Don't do it because of that. And everything else should fall into place, guys.
No, we're very inspired by this moment. It's definitely, be on the lookout for some really good stuff this November for sure.
Looking forward to seeing what you guys create.
Coming up. All right.
Yeah. And hey, I like Nikes. I would just try different silhouettes from them.
Yeah.
All
right.
Okay. Even that will just change the game for you. It gives you different panels to work with. It gives you a different silhouette, a different shape. And I think I would go for that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. You don't have to hang out. You can. I won't mind if you do, but feel free to bounce if you want. But it's good talking to you. Okay.
All right.
So,
All right.
Andres.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's our next victim? Volunteer.
Up
I
next
believe it's
is
Stacy,
Stacy.
right? Stacy. Hello, Stacy.
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
Thanks for
I've seen
having
your
me on.
content. Well, thanks for submitting and being here. Why are you grimacing like that?
I was bracing.
What are you
Putting it
bracing
back.
for? Talk to me, Stacy.
So I submitted a piece so we help construction companies. We help them stand out. Most of them are in a sea of contractors.
Stacy, can I say
And-
something?
Sure.
Let me just say something. Tell me your emotional state right now.
I'm excited to be here.
You are?
Yes.
You look a little
Should
tight
I tell
to
my
me.
face?
No, you look really tight to me. I was going to say relax. Relax, girl. Are you okay? I
Yeah,
want to
no,
have
I'm
a
good.
conversation with you.
My mic comes in much louder to my earphones,
I see. That's why.
so I'm trying not to scream in my ears.
Okay, your audio is perfect. I hear you loud and clear. I just want you to relax because we'll have a better conversation, to be 100% grounded in this moment, and because I'm like, I'm not going to tear you apart. I didn't tear those two boys apart, did I?
It's worth it. If you tear, I'm good. It's worth it. It's all for the.
You
for
didn't
the
answer my
improvement.
question. Was I harsh, mean, critical, and
No.
cruel?
No.
No. Okay,
Not
so
at all.
I wouldn't do that to you, would I? Don't
I'm
brace
down
for
for it.
nothing. You don't need to brace for anything, okay? This is not a root canal. It'll be okay.
Okay.
And by the way, I had a root canal recently. It's not bad. The way they do these things these days, I'm not saying it's pleasant, but it's not bad. Okay, so
I'm not going to put that in your branding.
Yeah, relax your face, relax your body, take a couple deep breaths. We'll be there. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and then I would love for you to just answer them, because before getting to the work, I want to know the person. Okay. Okay. I've seen your content. I've seen it on LinkedIn, and then I clicked on this. I'm like, oh, I've seen Stacy's work before, so I'm familiar with it, and I've seen some of it, so I kind of have an opinion about it. So now, what is your profession? What is it that you do?
So my background's in engineering. I'm a strategist,
Okay.
and I support the businesses
What kind of
that
strategist are you?
business strategist.
You're a business strategist, okay. And your background's in, did you say engineering?
Yeah, engineering and construction.
Oh, like structural engineering?
Yep, I'm structural,
Okay.
electrical, mechanical.
Okay,
My
wow.
background was in the merchant marine as an engineer aboard ship,
Okay.
and then on land and construction.
Okay, so that means you're good with the maths
Eh,
and physics,
common
and things
sense.
like that, right? Well, common to you, uncommon to other people. And I know of the profession. Basically, people like Stacy make sure when architects come up with some cool stuff, the whole house or building doesn't fall down because they didn't factor in the wind conditions or something like that, or the actual physical weight of the building collapsing on top of itself. So people like Stacy make it safe for us to drive on bridges, to live in our homes and not fear those kinds of things. Okay. But then you go into like business strategy. Kind of a leap there, a little bit different part of your brain, yes?
Yes, it's intuitive. It was an intuitive transition to me because of working in the field for over 27 years. And that's the field of the people that I support. So I've worked on the side of the largest construction companies and then been on the opposite side
Oh, I see.
as the contractor.
Got you. Okay.
So now I support them in their growth, having come full circle.
Oh, okay. So same vertical, just different sides.
Yep.
Okay, so everybody understands. She works in the construction industry, of course, right? So people need structural engineering, stuff like that, electrical engineering. She figures it out. And she goes, hey, maybe you need help with the business side because I could do this, but fewer people can do the business strategy. So how long ago did you make that flip? When did you join the dark side?
About 5 years ago.
Okay, so, and how long before were you working as an engineer?
About 25 years.
Okay, so relatively recent. Okay. And how's it been going for you as a strategist?
It's a shift of the brain that I love because the reward is very different than the physical structure. One of the projects that I spent my last corporate stretch in was the rebuild of the World Trade Center. And that has a significant reward to it. But then being able to work with the owners that are so close to what they do that they struggle with how to make themselves stand out and how to communicate with the industry so people can see their genius.
Yeah.
I saw a huge void there. And so
Yeah.
that's been pretty rewarding to be able to help them do what they need to do.
Are you an East Coast person?
I am.
New Yorker?
New Yorker. Yep.
Okay. All right. So what is your goal for creating content?
To connect with the owners of the construction companies that think they have to continue to operate in the industry the way they always have. For instance, many of them rely on bidding and they don't have risk mitigation strategies to keep their cash flow stabilized. So they wind up having to let people go or worse, take on predatory lending in between bids because there are delays in payments and or project continuance. So one of the areas that we specialize in is developing MRR for companies that less commonly ever think about that.
Okay, MRR is monthly recurring revenue.
Yes.
Okay. You have to keep in mind, most of us not in this industry don't know what you do. And if you're going to err on the side of dumbing the words down than using terms that people don't understand, right? If people don't understand what you say, then they can't follow you. They won't remember what you say and all those kind of things. So it's a danger for smart people. People that are highly educated tend to speak above people's heads, not at where they need to be. Okay, so your goal is to connect with the owners. And
yes.
All the reasons are less important to me right now for the kind of conversation we're going to have. How will we measure your ability to connect with owners based on your content?
The owner's getting in the conversation, even though
A DM?
yeah, I think my ideal client prospect is more likely to message me than to get into the conversation. Although some do start in the conversation, I would say fewer, more, a little bit more discreet because of their profession and their visibility.
Okay. And you're doing this mostly on LinkedIn, right?
I am. I do
Yeah.
have more of a following on another platform that I just don't spend the time on, but
That doesn't
LinkedIn
matter
is where
then.
I
Yeah.
say again.
It doesn't matter. We
Okay.
don't need to bring up things you
Um,
don't spend time on or care about.
okay.
It's not a
So
judgment game. I don't really care if you have 4 followers or 4 billion. It doesn't matter. I'm here to help either way.
so LinkedIn is where I spend the most of my time, but I would really love to grow my YouTube channel to
Okay.
have this more engagement.
Well, we're here to help you on one platform, one piece of content, so you're gonna have to pick. I think you already
Okay.
picked because I have it in front
Okay.
of me. That's how I know. Okay. I'm not clairvoyant. Everybody's literally looking at me right now. So LinkedIn, and the goal is to get someone to either look at your profile or to send you a DM. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So content needs to lead to profile, which is great. I know something about that, or to get them to DM you. Now, is it safe to assume owners aren't spending a lot of time on LinkedIn, or are they? Is it somebody that reports to them that spends a lot of time on LinkedIn?
So I think they are, but most
They are.
of them are on the lurking side versus the actual engaging
Okay.
side.
Do you have any evidence of this?
The difference between the amount of impressions and the amount of engagement.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Do you have LinkedIn Premium?
I do.
So you can see who's looking at your profile.
Yes.
And are most of them owners?
Yeah. So
Or
the top
there's
category
enough
is
owners?
all senior owners.
C-suite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I just wanted to verify that before we move on. Okay. Side note to my friends who are watching this on the creative side, whenever the prospect says something, I never assume them to tell the truth. Not that they are actively trying to lie to me, but people have impressions of things. So whenever possible, we ask for evidence to back it up, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Because if we work with a false premise, being LinkedIn owners, then we're going to make a flawed assumption. A lot of times, especially with really big companies, which I'm assuming that's who you work with, they have a gazillion people underneath them that vet and find things like you need to talk to Stacy. She's amazing. Check out her posts on this, or they forward it to it. So maybe we have 2 goals. Goal number 1 is for the owners to check out your profile or DM you. Goal number 2 is to have the people that report directly to the owners to forward your content to them. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put that down there. Number 1, number 2 is forward. So I'm gonna draw a little airplane here. Content, so that you want people to share.
Yeah. You just hit on a note that I just recently repositioned our SaaS platform because it was all positioned for the owner, but the owner comes to us for the coaching, and to have that experience where someone can cull out the growth revenue streams that they haven't thought of, bring their zone of genius out, work with their time and their delegation. But the SaaS platform, the owner's not going to drive. Their delegates are going to drive it. So
Yeah.
it's almost like 2 different ICPs for 2 different parts of the company.
Yeah. So I'm an owner of a company, small company. I don't want more work to do. So every time I see something, I send it to the team. Follow up on this. Check them out. Do you need help? Is this who we pay? And then you guys do the work, because I have no interest in dealing with this kind of stuff. So it always has to go through all this process, and very small relative to probably the people you're talking to. So let's do this. Let's go look at the piece of content. Let me go share my screen here. 2 seconds, and I believe it always does this. Come on. There it is. Share that. Okay. So this was the previous one. I'm here. This is you. Everybody, if you want to check out Stacy, it's with the IE. What is CEM?
Certified Energy Manager.
Oh, that's an abbreviation I've not heard before. Okay, so there's a caption, which is all that, and then there's a video down here. So what we'll do is we'll turn on the volume and we'll watch this together, okay?
Growth and scale.
Let's back this up.
Beware of growth traps. A lot of people want to go right to growth and scale. And what's really hard to hear sometimes as a CEO is you're not ready to grow and scale, you really need a foundation. But if you're willing to hear it and you work on your foundation first, then you are that much closer to the growth and the scale. You can't grow something that doesn't have a foundation, and you can't scale something that hasn't yet grown. So often when we hear people are bringing somebody in to support their growth or their strategy, we're first looking at, do they have the foundational systems in place yet that somebody can actually take and run with? Far too often people are skipping a step and asking the wrong question. The question for them is not about scale or growth, it's, do I have the systems in place that can be grown and then scaled? And that's the foundation. 10 items here that I'm going to list off for you. So if you write these 10 down, score yourself 1 point for every system you have in some shape repeatable now. If you score less than a 5, get yourself to a 5 before you bring somebody in for growth or scale. The systems are time, so that's where we block and delegate our time as the CEO. Outreach. Outreach is about developing a flywheel that somebody else can come in and help you keep spinning. Payments, how they go in, how they come out. 4, fulfillment, how you perform your work in a repeatable manner and what sort of digital assets are associated with keeping that a uniform client experience. Purchasing, terms, supply chain, are we optimizing each of those things and growing the relationships that are associated with them so that it matches the value that you bring as a client?
Okay, I'm going to pause there. That's a really long video now. Okay. We're 2 minutes and 27 seconds in? Or is there 2 and 27 minutes left? Is it a 3-minute video?
I think it's just about 4.
4 minutes.
It might
Okay.
be 3 and change.
All right. I want to just live with this for a little bit here. So let me make this a little bit. Did it go big screen, everybody?
It did. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Now we see you much bigger. So I believe you're in the same environment that you're in now, right?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do a little scene by scene breakdown here. We know that reels and shorts, the first 3 seconds really, really matter. So we should spend what Eric Edmeades calls like the F15, like the first 15 minutes of a talk, the first 15 seconds in the case, the first 3, 90% of energy has to be here. Otherwise, we're not going to get anybody to watch this video. Okay. So there's a couple different things. In order for us to achieve the goal of the CEO looking at this and responding to you, they have to see this video, they have to watch it. And that's also true about their direct reports. They also have to see and they have to watch this thing. Now, I think you open up with something, beware of growth traps. Okay. And then your second line is something about before you grow or scale or something, or people. What was the second line? Do you remember it? If you don't, I can watch it again. Okay, I'm watching it again.
Beware of growth traps. A lot of people want to go right to growth and scale. And what's really
Okay, so those are my first 3 seconds. A lot of people want to go to growth and scale. So generally speaking, I think if you work on your hook and your intro a little bit more, your probability of higher views and engagement is going to go up. Okay? And you talk about these are the 10 things something. What are the 10 things?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me?
Do you want me to list them out?
No, just tell me like what's the category? 10 things, what?
Here are 10 things that if you don't have at least 5 of these in some shape repeatable, don't go hire somebody to help you grow and scale, or don't go hire somebody to help you scale.
Okay.
You don't have the foundation yet.
Okay. So if you and I were in a copywriting class for marketing, we would sit here and write 100 hooks. I'm going to do some with you right now, and let's see how they work, okay? Because I think I get a sense here that the engineering brain is speaking, not the entertainer educator speaking right now. So it's a little too technical. It's a little bit dry. And at some point I'm like fading from this, okay? Because it's almost like you're explaining too much to me. So I would say something like, do these 5 things before you think about scaling your business. Now I'm like, what 5 things? So beware of growth traps, pretty abstract as an idea. Like what growth traps? Like what do you mean? Okay. Or from scaling from 7 to 8 figures, if you commit these 5 things, you could be sabotaging your business. All of a sudden you have my attention now. And I think if possible, whenever possible, I used to make this mistake. I tried to pack more information into video and wondered why people weren't watching it. Because I wasn't scrolling on the feed today to have my brain fried. I just wanted to be entertained a little bit. I want to be intrigued and then get me excited about you so that I want to know the rest. So what I would have done was to break this piece of content down to 2 parts. Part 1, tell me the 5 things, right? And then at the end of the video said, there are 5 more things I want to share with you. Why don't you comment this word and I'll send you the PDF of the next 5. Or I'll send you the video of the next 5. This way you're asking for some engagement and you're just creating a curiosity gap. We often think we need to serve them the full meal when no one's looking for the full meal, they're looking for a light snack. Right now they're looking for nachos and chips, or I'm sorry, chips and salsa or something else. They're not looking for like a steak dinner. And I think you're delivering them a steak dinner with a side of asparagus and probably some charred Brussels sprouts. It's too much for me. Okay. And you know what? I like that you're smiling right now. Your energy is so different right now. I want to see that energy in the videos. Okay. I think, let me ask you something. When you record content, what is your emotional state when you record it? I think that's your energy right now.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because what came out today was much more punchier and high energy. And when I watch things back, often I notice a difference between being live in a session with me and speaking directly to a CEO versus what's captured on video a lot of times lacks that same kind of energy.
Yeah. You produce content by yourself?
So I have 2 ways of doing it. That one that you had up, I produce by myself. I also work with Danny Del Vecchio's team, video on easy mode.
Oh, we're going to strike all that from this session. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Okay. So we meet for an hour and then they just cut it up. And the reason for that was just to make me not the friction point anymore and remove the bottleneck. So I augment with my own, but I know I always have at least 10 to 13 pieces that I can pump out so I can stay consistent.
Stacy, do you know why I'm laughing? Because you take what is possibly a short answer, you always make a short answer much longer than it needs to be. Do you know you're guilty of this?
I do.
Do you have kids?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Does everybody tell you like, I just wanted to know if you're thirsty? You're like, well, today, just tell me yes or no and I'll get you a cold drink,
Yeah.
So
I'm going to put the engineer stamp all over that one.
You got to put that away for what we're doing here, okay? Because as I watch your content, I don't know how it is that I came across your content before you submitting this. I've seen your content before on my
I'm
LinkedIn.
in Pro Group too.
Oh, that's why. Well, sorry, that's why I know you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I need you to just relax. I need you to smile. I want you to have fun, okay? And that energy is going to transmit through the lens. If you're having fun, I'm having fun. And I got to tell you, the reason why I asked you, are you making the content mostly yourself? And I think the answer is yes, mostly by myself, is it sucks to record content. It sucks to stare into a piece of glass and say whatever, right? It does. I'm just telling you right now, it's like, I can have 35 videos I need to make, and I'll wait 23 hours before the 24th hour and I'll start making the content because I hate doing it. But when Drigo comes by or Rich or Mo, it's like, hey, Chris, we're going to record content. I'm like, okay, guys, I'll see you. Let's go make some content. It's a freaking lonely endeavor. Is that how you feel? Are you like me in that way? Or no?
I see how different the energy is because I'm comparing 2 things in my head right now. One that was with someone sitting across and one on my own. So I definitely I feed off of trying to support somebody else on the other side of the camera. If it's just me supporting me, it's not the same.
Right now, that's who should show up. The person who smiles and me and the way that you enunciate, the cadence, the flow, and speaking with your hands and all that stuff. I like that person. I'm not saying I dislike the other person. And now you have your hair down. You had your hair up. It's just all these little things or cues for us, like who's showing up right now. Okay. So I remember Wesley Ann Little, my friend who's a therapist, who said something about like why public speaking is so scary is because we're taught as audience to be quiet. And then when the speaker comes on stage, they're like feeling really dysregulated because they're not getting an emotional response, right? But if I'm here and you're talking to me, I'm like, oh my God, that slaps. That was amazing. You nailed that one. Oh my God, way to kill it. And then your energy will perk up a little bit. So you got to find somebody to make content with for a little bit. Like we'll use it as content training wheels, or to pretend like you just had a conversation with somebody and like, hey friend, come here. I'm going to tell you something. You know, these are the 5 things you keep doing wrong, and I'm here to help. My name is Stacy. This is what I do. Let's get into the content and just explain those things and just be snappier. Okay? So for you, it's an engineering problem. It's just too much details, right? I had a conversation yesterday with my buddy Hector and Carlos. Hector is a CPA. He wanted to tell me everything we're going to do before we did it. He's like, Chris, you're not listening to me anymore, are you? I'm like, do I need to know this, friend? I respect you. I love you guys. You know, I support you, but I don't need to know every step before we do. Just tell me what I need to do so I can get out of here. Same thing. High level, tickle the brain, entice them to want more, and just walk away. Okay? That's it. Leave them wanting more. Make them, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm trying to watch my figure here. And I'm like, I'm not hungry. I don't need to eat dinner. And then I'm like, I'm just going to have a little bite. But after the first bite, I'm like, God, I'm so hungry right now. I'll just take 5 more bites. And then before you know, the whole bag of whatever it is I was eating is gone. That's what you want it to be. Bite-sized, snackable content. They're like, I can't have enough. What's more? Give me more. More. I want you to do that.
Okay. So
Okay?
the content that I had been making was 30 to 90 seconds. This one, I'm trying to transition to have some longer form content,
Yeah.
but there's an art to it, obviously.
There is.
And my the engineering side of me
Yes.
definitely did not keep that punchy enough. So what would you say to transition from the shorter stuff into the longer stuff?
Okay, we have to sit here and unpack this. Okay. I just noticed again, your energy has changed twice. When you're self-aware and you don't take yourself so seriously, your big smiles, very positive energy. As soon as you got to the serious question, you became super serious again. Okay, just keep that in mind, okay? Because you know what I learned in client work is that when prospects are talking to you, they're trying to imagine in their mind, what's it like to work with this person the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months,
Absolutely.
right? And think about this. Is she going to bore me? Is she going to talk my ear off? Or is she going to give me that high level stuff so I can get my business done?
Yeah,
See?
great point.
Think about that. You want to be snappy. You want to be like, boom, we're going to have fun, man. Your time is important. Let's get through this. I'll give you as much as detail as you want because some people do want that. But until you ask for it, until you beg me for it, I'm not going to give it to you. Okay? All right. The transition, what I would like for you to do is I want you to really just focus on the short form, nail it, get your energy right. Just be the master of creating short hooks and bite-sized snackable content. And when one of those videos pops, you and I will dissect that. We'll figure out how to expand it. Okay. Now, how long have you been making content?
So concerted effort, really just under 2 years. I've had one go to 1.7 million, one go to maybe
Really?
750,000.
Well, why don't we look at the 7 million banger? What are we doing with this one? This one has 42 likes. Why wouldn't you show me the 72,
1.7.
1.7,
Not
yeah.
7.
Yeah, 1.7.
Yeah,
Well, look at that. Okay. It doesn't matter. We're neither here nor there. Basically, your media training has been about 2 years-ish. And if you're like most people, we start slow, we have starts and stops, and then we start to get into the groove. So we're probably making more content today than we were at the beginning, because at the beginning it's really, really tough. I just want to let you know, it takes a while to find your voice, to find your style. And so you're exactly where you need to be. So I think you and me, as we're talking right now, this may be the beginning of a new branch in your timeline, in your sacred timeline. It's going to branch. The new Stacy's going to show up a little bit lighter, a little bit more like joyful in your energy, a little less dense. Let's see where that goes. Okay. And then we'll go back and we'll figure out that was really good. Let's make worksheets out of this. Let's turn this into a mini course and let's stretch it out. Okay. I'm pretty good at stretching things out. I'm not so good at condensing things down. So let's start at the beginning. Let's just get this part, get your cadence, get you 11 results. And I'll tell you something right now. Everybody who's listening to this, live or not, I'll tell you something. When the content starts working for you, you will be so happy to work on the content. Okay, my wife says this to me all the time. You just love social media, don't you? I'm like, why do you say that? Because everywhere in your DMs, people are saying, you've changed my life. What a positive force. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. Because it's working for me. But if no one's looking at your content, you don't get any DMs, no leads, no nothing. Yeah, content freaking sucks.
You just hit on the nose the difference between me showing up for a client and feeling the changes that have happened in their life and how much more profitable their business is, how much more freedom they have as an owner, because you're sitting across from that person.
Yeah.
I need to bring that into the content that I'm making. And I'd love to be able to build more out loud, but I struggle with the confidentiality aspect of those most magical moments happen sitting right across from the client.
Are these things recorded?
They are recorded, but they're recorded for note-taking purposes.
Yes.
Not something that I would ever
well, I'm going to help you with
publicly
this.
share.
Well, no, you need to publicly share, but with permission. You're going to say, my business depends on positive word of mouth and testimonials. I was listening back to our conversation the other day, and I pulled this out from our conversation. May I have your permission to use this on social? And I can abstract any of this. Any of this can be changed, or we could not even say your name, we'll just say what kind of industry you're in. I think most kind-hearted people want to see you succeed, especially because you've helped them, especially because they just told you how much of an impact you've made. You do need to share this. I do this kind of stuff all the time. I always share stories that are off the record, but I'll abstract some of it so only the person that I talk to knows who it is. I'll say, one of my friends said this to me, and I'm asking for a friend kind of thing, right? And, or, hey, look, here's how I do it. I'm Stacy, right? I mean, I'm Chris, but I'm you. I'm like, hey guys, I just wanted to share something with you. For 25 years, I'm a structural engineer, electrical engineer, and 5 years ago, I decided to do business strategy. And people called me crazy for doing this. Why would I want to do this? I'm still in the construction space, but I just had a meeting with one of my clients yesterday who's in the steel and blah-blah-blah industry. And they said to me, Stacy, you did X, Y, and Z for me. And I got to tell you, I don't care how many drawings I've ever done in my life, how many calculations. This is 1,000 times more powerful than anything I've ever done. This is why I do what I do. You could totally tell that story just like that. And people are like, damn, who's this woman? Who's this? And have betrayed no one. So if you reveal a piece of information that can be traced back to this human, don't put that piece of information there. Okay? So I know a lot of us work under non-disclosure agreements, client confidentiality. The most important thing, trust has to be very high. Never, ever, ever breach that for the pursuit of a new opportunity. You screw over everybody, including yourself. Do not do that. Ask for permission, abstract the details, and you should be okay.
Beautiful.
Can you do that, Stacy?
I have some case studies actually written up. I just was worried on in
Stacy, the
text,
answer is yes.
they fall flat.
The answer is yes.
Yes, I can do that, Chris.
Of course you can do that. And by the way, I have case studies, but yes. So succinct, that's what you got to work on. Succinct, to the point, and just keep the content good for social. Yeah. When you're a structural engineer, I need you to be highly detailed. No corner or no stone unturned, no corners cut. But in conversation, light is the way to go. Okay?
Super helpful.
Oh, see, it wasn't that bad, was it? Come on.
No, it wasn't.
See?
It's,
See, this is
I
the person I
needed
want to
hear
show up
that.
right now. This person right here. See, now you know it's over. The root canal is complete, and you're like, okay, we're good. Yeah?
Christo, not as bad as a root canal. I don't know. I think we have a t-shirt there.
A t-shirt. Yeah. I came for a root canal, and I got this t-shirt instead. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chris. I
Be well.
appreciate
See you in
it.
pro.
See you in pro.
Okay. Thanks a lot. All right. Whew. Okay. There's no way we're going to do more than 3. The timing on this, it's 3:41. We're 1 hour and 10 minutes into this. I think we could do this in an hour and a half. Okay. I'm going to pause here before we take on our next contestant. Drigo, how we doing in the live? I just want to make a quick shout out. 180 people. Okay, and it's only for, I guess, if you're a patron level member or any kind of member.
It's open to everybody.
For comments.
Yeah.
Oh, it's open to everybody? I thought you locked it off. Okay. Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's a member of the channel, whether you're a premier or a patron level member. I really appreciate you. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for supporting us, Just as a quick note, I don't know if you're a YouTube creator, you'll notice that your AdSense revenue is like way down, or maybe it's just us. And what really helps us to fill in the gaps is all you guys who support us with like $1 a month, or what's the other amount, Drigo? Is it $15? 20? Do you remember?
$1 a month and then $15.
Yeah. So those of you who support us at $1 a month or $15 a month, once again, thank you so much for doing that. We'll continue putting out content just for you. I just looked at the library recently on stuff that's exclusive to the patron level members. There's a lot of stuff now. Drigo's been busy uploading special uncut long form content or stuff that we'll never show anybody, but you guys get access to it. Oh, okay. So we will now move to Lisa Mazzoleni. How do you say your last name?
That's me. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa, tell me a little bit about you. Let's keep this nice and tight.
Yes, I am a personal stylist all the way in South Africa,
Oh, yes.
but I help people all over the world virtually. My focus on my ideal client are women. They are usually from their late 20s up until their 60s, in various sort of transition phases in their life. And I help them to show up with confidence, rework their style, and yeah.
I love
what I
that.
do.
You have a beautiful accent, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, personal stylist. I do remember seeing your work here. So,
Okay.
what is the goal of your content?
So my goal is absolutely to garner leads. So my process flow is I infuse mindset, because I find that as a personal stylist, I'm a therapist, I hold space for women. A lot of it is in their mindset, and then we look on to like confidence with clothes. So I have this one segment of my content which is called Mindful Mondays, and I find that generates more leads into like discovery calls or style chats that I have. So for me, the goal is to garner more leads so that I have a style chat with them, and then they book a service. Yeah.
Okay, before they can book a service, they have to find you on social. They have to connect with your content first. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So book a call. So what is a good predictor in your content that will then know that it turns into a lead for you, then ultimately to book a call?
So when I'm on the call, I often ask, okay, what resonated with you to book this call, to make the jump to book a call? And they'd say, oh, it was you said something about this, and it refers back to that Mindful Monday post that I've had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mindful Monday. Did you say you're a therapist too?
No, I'm not a
Not
therapist.
technically.
Not technically.
Okay. Mindful Mondays. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at your content. Let me show the screen here.
Sure.
Make sure I'm doing this, and then I believe it's this one. Hit share. Are we looking at the right screen? Do we see you?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You look a little different here. When I saw this, I thought you were a chef.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it looks like you're wearing a white smock. I'm like, I'm gonna cook you up
Okay.
a great meal.
Oh,
You
gosh.
never eat this good before in your life, honey. Okay, so let me turn on the audio here. So here we go.
Okay.
You're not
Oops.
lost. Your wardrobe just needs a guide. Book your free 15-minute style chat at the link in my bio, because you deserve to feel seen, Style Queen. It's Mindful Mondays at the Style Up, and I'm Lisa, your personal styling coach. Mwah. Who are you dressing for? Really? The office? Your partner? The version of you before babies or before burnout? This month is a callback to yourself. Let's reset. a body shape and color analysis session isn't vanity. It's a tool to honor where you are right now. You're not lost. Your wardrobe just needs a guide. Book your free 15-minute style chat at the link.
Okay, now I'm gonna look you up. This is you. She's at the #styleup_Lisa. Okay, so I'm gonna go and click on this, and we're gonna scroll down and kind of see. I see you have nothing pinned. Do you not believe in pinning?
No, I do. I absolutely
How come it's
do.
not pinned?
I've got oh, it's not on
Usually I
my
can see a
pinned on
little.
my reels. I think it's on the other one. Yeah. So I've got
Oh,
a
I see. Okay, your two pins are non-reels. Given the way the algo is working right now,
yeah.
possibly pin one reel so that if somebody's on here, they see that at the top.
Okay.
Probably your highest performing reel. Okay.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. So we have, it runs the spectrum here in terms of views from 1,000. I see a 10,000, 13,000. I did look at this video, by the way. I was like, why does that one have so many views, relatively speaking, right? So when I just scroll down here, it does look like that's your highest performing reel so far.
Well, I think lately, because I've had one where I was doing a style hack showing women how to tie a shirt, and that got like, I think, over 80,000 on
Oh,
on
okay.
Instagram.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you should pin that one.
Okay, cool. I'll check it
You
out.
guys are all crazy to me. Yeah, you guys are nuts. Not literally, not psychologically, but just like, yeah, that worked, and I'm gonna bury it. Okay.
You know
Doesn't-
why? I always thought
Why?
that the first one, like I gave a client testimonial is a pinned one, and then one about myself. So I thought maybe people want to first read about me or a client that I've assisted.
Yeah.
So okay, but I
Okay.
get you.
This one has 36,000. This one's 31. You need, or this has 170,000. Okay. See, there are ones here that are performing really well. So look, check this out. So the ones here where you're in front of like what I assume to be like a little wardrobe and you're doing different fits, I'm going to assume I haven't clicked on it yet. They have on average much higher views, 24, 12, 177, 46. When we get into these posts, it's considerably lower.
Okay.
See, like 3,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000. And you have to ask yourself why. Now, I don't have the time to go through all of them, so you'll have to go back and figure it out, okay? Why are these outperforming the other ones? Is it the thumb? Is it the tips? Is it these do better in terms of clients, but not as well as in terms of views? What is it? And then what we want to do is have our cake and eat it. We want lots of views and we want leads, okay?
Okay.
Because that's how this is going to work. Because depending on who sees it, a percentage of people who see it will convert into an interested party, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm curious, the delivery of this video that we just saw, it's a little staccato. Do you know what I mean when I say staccato?
Yes, like the flow of me speaking.
Yes. Is that your normal style of speaking, or were you experimenting? Tell me more about that.
I think I was experimenting. For me, I think when I have a little bit of a pause, it also sort of creates that that time for the person that's watching to think about what I'm asking them.
Yes.
That was my thinking around it.
Okay, so it's a deliberate thing for you to pause that often.
Well, I don't think it's deliberate. I think I deliberately done it in the post. But
It's
no.
either intentional or it's like, I have no freaking clue, dude. All right, so here's what I'm going to say. All right.
Okay.
Staccato things are really hard to follow. It requires my brain to remember the last thing you said and the next thing you're about to say. And it's like a mental exertion. Anything that creates mental exertion for me is like, I'm just going to fade out here. So we can do this in a number of different ways. Like if we think, how do we get people to be really bored with our content? Number one, speak in a staccato style with long pauses arbitrarily. That would be really hard. You see how hard that is? It's painful. Or we can just overwhelm them with too much information.
Yeah.
Or we can say things in a monotone voice, like we never change our tonality. Our energy is consistent throughout. If you were to add all three, you would kill them. And you would kill your account.
Yeah.
So when we say something profound, pause. But not literally after every sentence, because every sentence is not that profound.
Okay.
Unless you're telling me you're the fashion philosopher of this decade, you know? Okay. And you know what? It's harder for me to appreciate your accent when it's broken out so long. You know, let's just flow, girl. Now, if I didn't know any better, I was thinking you're reading off a teleprompter and the teleprompter is so slow. I'm like, read faster, turn the speed up. Now, I'm just going to ask you, were you reading off a teleprompter?
I was, yeah. I was.
See how I know these things? All right. It's getting a little hot under your collar, I see. Okay. I can tell, guys. I mean, I read off a teleprompter too, and I do my very best. And people are like, Chris, we can see your eyes moving. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. Okay. Just like with Stacy, when you're having fun, I'm having fun. Okay. And so we need to figure out what the heck you're going to say. And here's what I was thinking. For Mindful Mondays, you could do a couple different things. Because this isn't you can't be all snappy and high energy, because that seems to be the opposite of Mindful Mondays, right?
Yes.
Unless you do a play against type, which can work too. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, in Hollywood, there's a term. Are you playing to type? Or are you playing against type? People get typecast. Okay?
Yes.
So we expect Brad Pitt to be the strong, good guy, leading man. So when he plays a scumbag, we're like, whoa, what's going on here? How is Brad Pitt? No, I'm not buying it, guys. Just not buying. Okay, we want him to be a certain thing. So we would think, well, if you're going to do something about mindfulness, it's got to be Zen, it's got to be chill. But what if we did this like every second half you cut and you just show the hustle and the bustle? There's time-lapse footage, the traffic, the birds, and the internet screaming, and it's like overwhelming, and you stop. That's when you do the dramatic pause. It's Mindful Mondays, everybody. I'm Lisa. I'm your stylist girl, whatever it is you want to say. And then you're like, life can move really fast. Let's take a moment. So you see one creates tension and then you break the tension. That's playing against type. Okay? Let's play to type now. Playing to type. A lot of slow, tight shots, ASMR. You know, you rip open a little package and you pour the bubbling hot water. You stir with the little thing, blink, blink, blink. And then you cut to a shot of like birds outside or something. And you hold this cup and you just blow in it. It's Mindful Monday. It's almost like a whispering voice.
Ooh.
That's playing to type. Now, doing those things are very, it activates our senses. It's like makes the hair on our neck stand up. And for a certain group of people, ASMR is almost like therapeutic. It's like, I get goosebumps. So think about that. So not only in the words that you're saying, but the things that you're not saying, create that mindfulness state.
Got you.
Seduce me with the visuals, girl. You know?
Yeah.
Run your fingernails across the surface. Unzip a bag. Pull something out of the box. Do anything that makes a sound. And put the microphone right there.
Yes.
If you have a little shotgun mic, they're really good for that. Have every little thing so I can hear, and then just whisper to me. But don't take those long breaks. Okay? There's this woman that we know. So I don't know, my friend Joel introduced me to. She speaks to camera, and then every third sentence, she whispers it. She was like, you can do this or not. And then everything will be okay, you know? And you don't have to, blah, 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 blah. She does that all the time. I'm like, whoa. I know she knows what she's doing there. Because that disrupts or interrupts the expectation all the time, right? So think about that. And you know what? You're doing something that is not only fun and visual, but also has this other component about, you know, when you look good, you feel good.
Yes.
And when you feel good, you kind of change how you behave. And then people change how they treat you and how they see you. So showing up in this world, like I know a lot of people think fashion is superficial. To a degree it is, but to a totally different degree, it's not at all. Because we're signaling to people all the time things about us, our values, our beliefs, our preferences, our taste level, nonstop.
Yeah.
Most of us just do it without any intentionality behind it. And you make that there's a plan, there's a strategy.
Yes.
So doing like a skin analysis or a color palette, it's just to help you look your best. and you can explain those things. Okay. So that's what I would look into. I would look into like why you have 800,000 viewed bangers and things that get tens or 100,000 views, and what is the commonality between those? And if they bore you, that's okay, but at least you know what it is that you're walking away from.
Okay.
Most of us are kind of like at a a rock concert, and you're in the mosh pit. You know, you've seen those people in the mosh pit, they're just punching and kicking random things.
Yes.
Imagine doing that in the dark. That's how we do social media. We have no idea what worked. We're just doing stuff. Let's have a hypothesis. Look at what's worked. Write down 2 or 3 things that you think it could be, and then test those things. Have a control and test a few variables, okay?
Awesome.
As a stylist, as a person of color with a beautiful accent who works with women to build their confidence through clothes. I like that line a lot, by the way.
Okay.
This is a layup. You should be like 3-pointers all the time. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Okay. And show off your voice. Just keep talking to the camera. Okay. Yes. What's up?
The commenter saying they'd like to see more clients on her feed as well.
Okay. So the people who are watching this live stream are saying we want to see more of your clients on the feed as well. So talk
I was
about
going to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this is also a problem that Stacy has. The before and afters are great. We're just talking about how, I don't know how you do this without embarrassing people.
That's the thing. Clients are not really comfortable, but yeah.
Yeah, but you have family and friends and relatives. They volunteered for this. Set
Yeah,
'em up.
we actually shooting on Saturday. We had a competition. So in South Africa, it was Women's Month, and we had a competition with all these women-owned businesses. So we're actually doing her makeover on Saturday. So we're shooting that in a studio. So that will absolutely be, yeah, a nice piece that we'll be posting.
Hey, Richard, sorry, Driegel doesn't have a mic. We don't have the ability to set up another mic right now. Actually, we do, but we're just too lazy to do it. So it'll be what it is. Okay. So I want to say this too. Let's just say you helped out somebody who's a little timid about, I don't want to be in a spotlight, especially before and after. What I would say to them, I totally respect that. Let me make a pitch to you. May I make a pitch to you? And they're like, what? You're like, we're trying to change how a lot of women see themselves. If you were so brave to share this, I think it would just light up so many people. But only do it if it gives you joy. What animal is going to say no to that? What kind of narcissistic, selfish pig? I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Appeal to their angels. See what they say. Maybe 2 out of 5, they'll say yes. Yeah, go for it. For a higher cause, embarrass me, go for it. It's just because if we say for my business, then like, no. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many women and girls out there who suffer from this, and I think you have a beautiful story, and I love the bold, brave decisions you made, and I'm just feeding off your aura, girl.
Thank you.
Right?
Thanks so much, Chris. Such an honor to be here.
Let's do it. Let's do it, okay? All right.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, and then tell me what happens.
When? After.
Yeah. Start posting, start changing it, and then send me a DM. Like, hey, I did
Okay.
this. Here's what's happened.
Okay, cool.
Just send me a
Yeah.
DM on Instagram. I'm available.
I'll
Okay.
do that. Thanks, Chris.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
All right. Let me just take a quick break here. Let's check in on the crew. Driegel, you could run a really long cable and put a podcast mic, but we didn't do that ahead of time. So people love you? What are you saying?
So we can do a lot of things.
We could do we could put a camera on you. I could switch it to that camera. There's a lot of things I could do, but here we are. All right. Any other final questions? Should we try to do one really quickly? I'm kind of tired. Carrie, Andres, what should we do?
Selfishly, I want to say yes because I really enjoyed the next person's content. So
You're so selfish. Okay. Melissa, let's do this.
Hello.
Melissa, right? Hi, Melissa.
Yes. Hey.
Okay. You are here mostly because Andres is selfish.
Thank you, Andres.
So let's do our thing here. Okay, we're gonna have to do this like lightning round style because I can tell my energy is waning right here. Are you in Hawaii? Where are you?
No, I'm just super Hawaiian looking. I actually get hired to tour with Hawaiian artists specifically because I look so
Could be because
Hawaiian.
you have a freaking flower in your ear.
I know. Well, the Hawaiian person put the flower in my ear, and then I was like, well, it looks cute. I'm gonna just keep it. So yeah,
Keep
no,
it.
I'm Black and Japanese.
Oh, Black and Japanese. So you're Blasian.
Yes, indeed.
I was trying to find the right term. I was going to screw that up, and that would be horrible. Okay.
Nailed
All
it.
right. Let's do this. Okay. So, Melissa, tell me a little bit about you.
Okay, so I am a Black and Japanese musician primarily. I went to school for violin. I went to school for classical violin. Nowadays, I play all styles. I've had a lot of really wonderful life-affirming moments lately where the fracturing of my path from the strict classical path onto a more modern path has really, kind of come full circle recently. Just last in July, I got to play with the San Francisco Symphony where they were playing Led Zeppelin, and I'm ripping a violin solo over Led Zeppelin with the whole symphony behind me. So it's been a beautiful time. But the issue that I'm kind of facing now is like, I want to be a personality. I have a wild story to tell. You actually watched, I don't know if you watched the whole thing because it was a long video and I apologize. I didn't think anyone was going to watch it at all, so I was surprised that it went through, and even further surprised that thank you to Andres, who checked it out, was even more interested, so I was
Let's do
surprised.
this. Hold on. Now you're going too fast. It's like we have everybody from staccato to like now speed demon. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. What caliber of musician are you?
I mean, there's no
Go
home.
ahead, just say it.
All right, I'm world class. There's not a lot
You're
of
world
other
class. That's all I want to hear. You're world class. Are you first chair?
If I did classical music, depending on the scenario, I could be. Violin is an interesting thing. I'm not a classical violinist, so I cannot outplay a classical violinist. I went to school for classical music, so my chops are good. It's what I got my degree in, but my specialty is in modern styles. I like I like playing violin over, Tupac, California Love. My kind of thing is to be more.
Oh, I
modern
like that.
violins.
Okay. All right.
So there's not a whole ton of us.
All right, I got it. So you are a world-class musician. Okay. Now let's take a look at the content, okay? Let
Yes.
me share this first.
Can I give you a tiny bit of context and I'll be quick?
Yeah, you can.
Cool. It was a 5K lore drop because I hide a lot of things about myself because sometimes I'm scared to share. I got a whole bunch of new fans from this thing called Street Beefs because I went and played violin for one of their fighters, and I also did a fight there. So I got a lot of exposure. All these people came in, so I was like, let's do a lore drop about the fact that I'm Black and Japanese because my parents were cult members, and they were part of a cult called the Moonies. And the cult leader's son beat up my dad and declared him the devil and me the Antichrist when I was born. So I was like, you know what? That's a fun story. Let's start that. Let's start sharing more of the things that are interesting about me, because I don't want to just be a luxury event and wedding violinist. I want to be a real artist, and I want to create a fan base and have leverage to do that. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay, that was a lot for me to process, but I got the story. Let me share. So you were raised in a cult, or did you leave immediately?
They left right as I was born, basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
The Antichrist. I got you.
That's me.
The Antichrist of world-class musicians. That's your intro. Here we go. I'm gonna share this, and okay, we're on the Safari window here. I'm gonna hit
Huge cult for a long time. Very powerful cult, including him doing ceremonies for people, members of Congress, and people in world government and massively powerful media. Pretty scary stuff when you consider the scope of his power. So he was a very powerful figure for a long time. And one of the tenets of the church is that you had to have kids in order to, understand the true father's plight and life. So essentially, my non-biological parents were too old to conceive children. So my biological parents were like, oh, no problem. We'll just make you a kid. So that is why, if you've been wondering, that's why I am Black and Japanese, but I have a German last name, Melissa Folsenlogan. My actual name was supposed to be Kingdom Harmony Folsenlogan, but because of the events that will follow shortly, my parents decided maybe that wasn't such a good idea. And they decided on Melissa as my name because that was the most normal name they could think of. Now, shortly before my birth, I have to actually double check all of the timelines on these, but loosely.
All right, just get too long. I'm gonna hit pause, okay?
Yep.
There's a lot of things here. So let's go look at your account. It's as like Beethoven. I like that. It's pretty clever. Okay, Beethoven. And I'm gonna look at your account here. I'm gonna look at your reels. Okay, so was it this one that we just watched?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
I made that
you-
for an audience of like basically no people. I'm surprised anybody watched it.
Okay, you can tell she's a serious musician. Her whole ceiling is with acoustical panels here, and she's got a bunch of guitars in the back. I'm not a musician. I wish I were.
Hey, there's time.
Here's one when you're rocking out with 118,000 and there's 1.2. You mentioned something about fighting or fights or something. Let's check out these two. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Look at this one. Let's see what happens.
Whether he wins, lose, draw, I don't want him to get hurt.
Mighty Mouse.
Yep. I'm in a Mighty Mouse video. It's a basic trailer. It's not very super eventful, but
Somebody else shot the video,
Yeah. I
and
did not
you're
make
doing this music live to it or a post?
I was playing violin live, so the music you were hearing
Holy
was
cow.
not me. But then afterwards, yeah, that's death sentence. I love freak show stuff because I'm a freak, you know? So when people let their freak flag fly, it inspires me to do the same, you know?
Okay. The way it is I could either hear this or listen to you. Which one do you prefer?
Listening to me because there's not really anything happening in the video that's important, I guess.
Okay. So, where is this? NorCal?
This is in Washington. I went to Washington for this, yeah.
Okay. And who do you know in this that got you roped into doing this fight?
I just hit up the guys from Scrapyard because I've been doing martial arts for like 4 years. So I actually went there to do a fight originally. And they were like, hey, do you want to play some violin? And I was like, yeah, boy. So they asked me to play violin for Death Sentence, who is this gentleman here, who is very internet famous because he's a character, you know?
He's a character.
Yeah. No problem.
His
no
trousers
problem.
a little tight. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Must be his thing.
It is. It is indeed.
Okay.
That costume malfunction's really done a lot for him.
Yeah, he needs to wear a cup. This is dangerous.
He's not going to.
All right. Well, his future children may or may not thank him for this. Okay. All right. So you're into this. Okay. So it seems like those, again, we're genre smashing here. We're doing something quite unusual, performing live for a fight. Okay.
Now we get further back, we're getting more into like, this is me being like, I'm trying to get weddings, I'm trying to get corporate, you know? I
Yeah.
don't post as much as I should, but you know, I think my issue sometimes is I don't want to just be a corporate wedding events violinist, but I don't want to separate those two parts of my personality because I want to be one entity. I want to be myself. I don't necessarily think I would be best served by splintering off who I am as a comedic and fun person, as opposed to just having a clean corporate wedding violinist energy, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to play this one, okay? Let me just listen to this while you're playing on stage here. Okay, I get it. Okay. You have a lot of fun doing what you're doing. I can tell.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
a lot of flair.
Thank you.
You got a lot of flair. Oh, okay. So what do you think what do you suspect the reason why your content isn't blowing up? Because I think a person who can play music was born for this platform.
Well, I think it's a couple of things. I just don't post enough. Obviously, that's going to be a problem for growth. Two, I'm scared to tell my stories and then not have the attention or the focus on it. You know, I've spent so long in obscurity, releasing stuff that got like, 100 views and stuff that
Yeah.
I think that fear is still inside of me, that I will express myself to the world and I will still not be heard, and the effort will be for naught, and I will be just someone who people can see tried hard and failed. Even though I have career success in a way that I could have dreamed of when I was younger, and now I'm doing those things, but I still, I worry that, what if it's just not for me? What if I don't ever figure it out?
Okay. A couple things. Number one, the piece that you submitted, I just want to give you some feedback on, okay? You have a wild, crazy, interesting story, but you're telling the story in a linear way. It's mostly like what people do in a narration style. Do you listen to the Moth Radio Hour much?
No, but people keep telling me to listen to it.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're telling you to listen to it, because they know how to tell stories. So listen to the Moth Radio Hour. They have a podcast, and they have built on themes, and they're very good. Now, here's the thing that surprised me but doesn't surprise me. Almost all the ones that have me in tears listening in the driveway while I'm still sitting at home, it's because they're writers. Duh. Writers know how to craft a story. So I think when you're doing Top of Dome, it can be a little sloppy and unstructured. So I would love for you to sit down and try and write your story. And we don't begin the story at the beginning. We begin it at the point of greatest conflict. Okay? Some of you don't know this, but I was labeled as the Antichrist. Let's just say, they're like, what? Okay, and then you reverse engineer and you tell just parts of the story, and you have to kind of keep telling people what's at stake. Because your story is and then, which is not that interesting. Instead, if it's like or instead of this happened, there's twists and turns, right? So we have to kind of give them enough to figure out what's going to happen, and then create tension around, no, this didn't happen, this happened instead. It's those little diversions or kind of turns in the road, the forks in the road, that make a story really interesting. And you have to kind of set up an expectation and then disrupt it. So great stories have other senses, sensory detail. It's rich in dialogue, and you're painting the scene. You need to act out those moments. So when you're just saying it to camera like that, although it could be the world's most interesting story, you're not giving it the best chance to succeed. So go back and think, okay, like here, I'll give you an example, okay? If you're gonna write content, everybody, think about this in your mind. What are the top 3 turning points in your life? Just think about that. What are the top 3 turning points in your life? And you should be able to quickly scan your memory bank and say, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And then write about it, like, what was it that flipped the switch for me? And if you know how the story ends, you'll know how to begin, and you know what parts to include and what parts to exclude. So you could tell your story in multiple parts. Act 1, how does this story end? And then only tell the parts that build up to that ending. Otherwise, it's just extra information. Okay? So in this story, I'm trying to figure out, so cult, there's the Black and there's Asian, and there's the biological, the non-biological. There's a lot for me to figure out, and not all of that is relevant to landing the plane. You'll see that master storytellers and comedians usually will tell you something, but they only tell the parts, right? I saw this comedian recently. He's brilliant. I'm spacing on his name right now. I follow him too. I think he's Italian. He goes, being dairy intolerant or lactose intolerant is not something that you bring up on a first date. He says, so I'm already feeling tension. He goes, so I don't say anything and I eat the dessert and I pay for it later. So we wind up back at her place and I'm like, yeah, so do you like have a bathroom I can use? It's like, we're just thinking in our mind, quite figuratively and literally, holy crap, what's going to happen? And he goes, I was expecting her to like go down the hallway and leave the building and then I can deal with my business. She goes, no, it's right here. And they're watching a movie together. So he's setting up only the parts that make sense. He didn't tell you about what she looked like, where they were, what they ate for just being on a first date. You don't tell people you're lactose intolerant. You just S the bed later. That's what he says, and people laugh. So you see what I'm saying? It's a lot of editing. So you think, where does this story end and how do I begin it with a maximum amount of tension? And now once you have them hooked, they can't get off. They just can't get off, and you keep the tension, okay? So I would love for you to literally just sit down and figure out what the turning points in your story are, and then figure out how many parts of the story you want to tell, and then just break it into bite-sized pieces. Make each part work, and then when you glue them all together, they should work really well.
Okay.
That's my feedback for your story. It's just too much for me to consume, and it's too much information for me to remember, okay?
Yeah.
Number 2, Number two, in terms of your musical content, I've seen things where people break genres and they do mashups that do really, really well. Clearly in your fighting stuff, there's two things that are working for you. I do not expect a half black, half Asian woman to come in with a violin right before a guy with pants too tight for him to punch each other in the face. That is such an unusual pattern interrupt. No wonder it has so many views. And the other part to it is it was produced well. It was like good camera, good exposure, good movement on that kind of stuff. And so you're getting the help of like good production. All things being equal, better production outperforms like sloppy production. Better concept beats better production, but all things being equal. So I would love for you to try to give yourself the best shot of giving yourself good production. So the one where I watched you performing on stage with a bunch of people, the camera's not even on you. It's low quality. And I hear the other instruments sometimes more than I hear your instrument. So you know those ones where they like sing in the middle of like a cavernous parking garage and the reverb on it's crazy?
Yeah.
It's clearly focused on the audio experience. So I want you to perform when you're the focus of attention, when your audio is the cleanest and clearest so that I can just hear you. Unless you're doing what they call those things, buskers, where you're like in the middle of the street and you just perform and you do something a little unusual, then the environment is the story and it's not the instrument itself. But I want to be able to hear your instrument more, okay? Especially you out in the wild, I think that's gonna work. And especially as you're busting genres. Like you said, you'd rather play violin to Tupac or something. Those are things that get a lot of attention because we've not heard it that way before. Your interpretation of it, what's the thing that excites people. So I just want to see more of that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. Well, are you in LA? Where
Yeah,
are
I
you?
am in LA. Yeah, I'm in LA right now.
Oh, what part of LA?
Right now I'm in Long Beach. After this, I'm literally running up to Hollywood to play for Max Amini. Who's like a big comedian. So like that's, I'm having a
Max
good day.
Amini, he's Iranian?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to say because I don't want
Max
to.
Amini, I know him. He's kind of tall and skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no,
That's my
no.
dude.
Habibi? That guy?
Yeah.
You're playing for him?
Yeah.
Dang, will you say hello to him for me? I'd love to have him on a pod or something.
Happy to pass along the word.
Yeah, he's funny as heck. I like him. Okay. All right. This is very cool. So LA is your base of ops and
Yes.
you said Long Beach?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, dang. I mean, you're in part of all of this stuff, all the craziness, all the hip hop and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you play the drums too? Is that the drums behind
No,
it?
this is just my full studio, but we have a drum kit. I play drums terribly. I have a lot of fun doing it.
That's probably your bio. I play drums terribly. You should listen to me on the violin. That's a pattern interrupt, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Who knows? Okay. I mean, you could literally do this in a video. I don't know if this is a good idea. You could literally just play that like, no, who am I kidding? You just jump over to pattern interruption.
Yeah. Don't hire me to do this.
Yeah. You're like, she's terrible. And you're like, hold on. Let me do this other thing.
Yeah.
It could be kind of cool. Do you roller skate or do you anything else?
Well, aside from martial arts, that's really my main other thing. I like,
Okay.
I play
Jiu-jitsu?
violin and I kick ass. Those are my two main hobbies, or my two main things.
What kind of martial art?
Boxing, Muay Thai mostly.
The violent kind.
Yeah, I'm the violent violinist. That's me.
Is that what you call yourself?
Yeah, that's my fighting name, the violent violinist.
Well, I would just put that in your bio.
But I
you have too
worry-
many stories.
but I
Black,
worry
Asian,
about-
cult,
yeah.
Antichrist,
Well,
violent.
that's my
violinist.
problem. I know
Yeah,
I
that
have
is
too
your
many
problem. I can
stories.
tell.
I don't know how to tell it in a way that is concise
right.
because nothing is concise about me.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You sometimes may have an abundance of ideas and it's overwhelming for people. You need a good editor is what you need. I don't mean like a person cutting your videos, but a person's like, you need to just focus in on this. Make it about that. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to show constraint. It's like drinking from a fire hydrant. It's just too much. So try one thing and just stick to that and see like how that works. And then you can try a different idea and stick to that for a little bit. And so let's do this. When I do like content workshops, I tell people to do the 30-30-30 plan. It's a 90-day plan. The first 30 days, no rules, do whatever the hell you want. No results. Who even cares? Just experiment, have fun. Do 30 experiments. Every day, do a weird thing. Okay. And don't even look at the results. Like forbid yourself from looking at the results because they'll be disheartening sometimes. Okay. Do it as a form of exercise. The next 30 days, what you do is you look at the first 30 days and you see what are the 2 or 3 things that worked the best. It gave me the most joy, and see if you can repeat that. So now we're kind of having an informed decision and we're kind of narrowing it down. Like you said, oh, Chris had better production. So I've only been working with people who shoot nice videos, and that didn't do anything for me. Or it did do a lot for me. Or he said, do this in the street and do genre mashing, whatever it is, or make sure I'm the focus, try that. Try a couple different things and see what happens. And you're kind of like, I say this in the most respectful way, like you're kind of kooky and weird, and I like that about you.
Thank you.
So you just gotta lean into that. You gotta lean to it. Maybe it's one of these things where you come up to sugar cane, you just crack it in half, and you pick up the violin, you play. I don't know what it is. I don't know your level of violence. You do you and see what happens. So first 30 days, 30 experiments. Do not look at any results, because they'll influence the other whatever experiments you're going to do. Second 30 days, look back, form a hypothesis, the 2 or 3 things that you think work that also give you the most joy. And for that month, just work on those things. You don't have to create 30 days then. You probably create one every 3 or 4 days. And then in the last 30 days, I think I found something, refine. That usually gets you to something that's going to both give you joy, but also build an audience for you. Okay?
Okay.
I wish you well. Continue being the violent violinist, just not towards me. And say hi to Max for me.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. All right, gang. We've somehow managed to finish out a gazillion hours. It's now midnight here in Los Angeles. I'm just kidding. I'm just turning off my mix minus here. And Andres and Carrie, what are we doing now? Team?
That's a great question. I'd love.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm leaning on.
There's a call to action here, everybody. There's a call to action.
Yeah, Chris, I'd love for you to talk about Content Lab.
Yes. Okay, everybody. I have a confession to all of you. I have been guilty of not eating my own dog food. You know how I tell everybody, focus, be super narrow, niche, T-skill, the whole bit. I've been Mr. Comb, like I'm doing lots of different things, and it's been to the detriment of our business. I had big dreams. I want to change education. I want to have the funds to be able to continue to do content at a scale in which you've never seen before, at a level in which you've never seen before. And to do that, I need to make money. And the idea now is, you know what? We need to focus up on what gives me joy today. What gives me joy is to make content and to teach people how to do the dough method, which is, I don't obey algorithms. I don't do content hacks. I don't follow trends, no trending audio, no trending music, no trending trends. I'm not into that. I make content whenever I feel like it on my own schedule, and I don't really care what happens. Oddly enough, it's helped me to create hundreds of thousands of followers on almost every social platform. In some cases, 1 million+ followers. And how am I able to do this? I don't know that many content creators who can do it on multi-platforms. Like I started on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, all have 6-figure plus followings. So if you are a person who creates content, you are a coach, an author, a thought leader, and you're tired of just making content for content's sake, and you're invested in this, you want to see it work because you know the value of content. I'm not here to convince you, but if you've enjoyed any part of this and you think I'm the kind of guy who you would get along with and who could possibly help you, this was a little sample. This is an amuse-bouche. This is what we're going to do inside Content Lab, a new program that we're launching. And Carrie will share a link with you. It'll be a link in the description. We meet twice a month. We do hot seat coaching, which is each person 10 minutes. And I think for the first 40 people who sign up, you're going to be guaranteed a coaching spot. And we have resources. I've compiled a bunch of things on how to tell a really good story, how to write compelling hooks and lines. We have 52 writing prompts, like once a week. So you'll always know that you have something to do, but not in a way that overwhelms you. I think once a week is a good cadence, especially if you're not used to consistently producing content. Look, if you enjoy the kind of content that I produce, if you engage with it on social media, if you like the style in which I deliver things, that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do what I do, period. So no engagement groups, no weird black hat stuff. It's all above board white hat. And I don't really care about schedules or posting times and optimizing for any of that. I'm sure some of you want to do that, and that's okay if you do. But my styles, when I feel inspired, I write. Luckily, I'm inspired a lot, so I write a lot. I want to help you do that. It's called Content Lab. It's starting this month. It's been something that Carrie and I have been cooking around for a little bit. So Content Lab, it's going to be open really soon. So you want to get on the waiting list, links in the description. If you're watching this live, we'll drop it right now. Carrie, please do that for me. And that's it for me. So on behalf of the entire team, unless Carrie tells me otherwise, that would be Andres, Rodrigo, and of course, Carrie Green. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please go ahead and like this video. Leave us a comment. Tell us the part that you thought was most valuable, the one thing that you thought was the most valuable. Leave in the comments. I think we'll be doing more live streams again, and we'll be doing it from our Santa Monica studios, not just here in Pasadena. Drigo, you want to say something to me?
Are we doing another live stream like this? And is there a ballpark on how much content lab's going to be?
Oh yeah. Are we doing more things like this? We'll be doing a lot more live streams, y'all, and we're producing more in-person events. So if you're in the greater Los Angeles area, be sure you follow me on social. Sometimes I do things on YouTube, but more often than not, I'm posting on Instagram and LinkedIn. That's where I'm most consistent in terms of announcing things. If you're anywhere in the neck of the woods, come by, come be part of the event. We have incredibly intelligent, successful, experienced people sharing their knowledge with us almost for free. So Content Lab, how much does it cost? It's $500 a month. So that's $6,000 a year. Essentially, if you buy the year plan, which I recommend you do, you basically get 2 months for free. So you pay for 10 months, which is $5,000. And if you think one new lead, one new prospect is worth $5,000, then it's a no-brainer. Okay? That's enough of me talking about it. Sign up for the wait list. We'll let you know more about it when it officially launches sometime later this month. That's it for me, guys. Thanks very much for doing this. I'm all sweaty. I'm a little tired, but I'm never tired of seeing you. So thank you very much. Bye, everybody. Drigo, you kill the stream? Or I'll play some music.